Whales sell everything and Bitcoin could collapse. Let's analyze the immediate and short-term crypto outlook. Now, you're looking at the Ethereum chart on the hourly time frame. Remember how we've been discussing this distribution process that managed to push Ethereum down, and how in previous videos and live streams, we've been defining this level, the price level of approximately $25 as a vital level, as a critical level. Because if these sellers truly hold the market's strength for the immediate and short term, it will be this level, this structure they'll want to defend. That's why they provide us with very valuable information about what the smart money wants to do with this price level. However, if you also remember on the Bitcoin chart, on its hourly time frame, we were analyzing a similar level, which in Bitcoin's case was around $45,900. And as you can see, very differently, Ethereum, these distributing agents, in other words, the sellers, have not been able to hold their structure and have pierced it like butter. Remember that price structures, when we do cross-analysis, don't always have to work exactly the same way. Many times we might see Bitcoin and Ethereum reacting to their same structure practically at the same time. But there will be other occasions where Bitcoin, for example, doesn't respect the level and instead Ethereum does the opposite. That's why we also have to consider altcoins in the equation. And within a truly different structure, we observe what behavior we can expect to take one type of position or another. To clarify a bit, the fact that we see such an important level being breached in Bitcoin, of course, has to put us on high alert. Before we delve into the charts that truly matter for today's analysis, mainly due to the qualitative information they're offering, I want to offer you this perspective from the daily chart of Bitcoin. We've been monitoring this price structure, which right now we would find ourselves in, seeing that the origin of the breakout has not only been muddied, but has also been completely pierced. But when we look at other charts like Ethereum or other altcoins, we see that we're still in scenarios, boundaries that offer us a perspective at first glance very different from Bitcoin's. That's why we need to update structures, and I'll tell you that. In addition to the structure we just discussed, if we look for the institutional target of this entire bullish accumulation process, it will specifically lead us to $48,400, literally where we are now. Alright, let's go back to Ethereum. Notice how we considered this price structure so important and representative, which at first glance seems to emerge from nowhere. But nothing could be further from the truth. What I was focusing on is what I'm pointing out to you now. The bottom line belongs to these contacts we see in the distribution part, and the top part belongs to the point of control where there has been the highest transactional volume throughout this distribution phase, and from there, this rectangle is born. If you notice, the price seems to want to tell us something. And now, if we zoom in a bit, in the last live session, when the price was right here at that boundary level, we were telling our premium members that here the opportunities lay in looking for shorts in the market, basically for everything I've explained to you before. We even mentioned to the members that if they didn't dare to enter at these moments, what they should do was wait for the price to move, then offer us a market trap, and then enter short in that market trap. There were two fully functional operational ideas. In Ethereum, what we can expect is that we are already at the limit of the market's limits of this great bullish fury, where we can engage in a short operation with a tight stop loss and let the price move in our favor. The objective will always be to look for interesting segments. Here, of course, we will have to start thinking about structures to unload positions and so on. Another option, if, for example, one doesn't arrive in time or it's not clear, well, we choose for it to react. In the event of a reaction to a short, I would only do it above the current zone. I would wait for a trap. If I don't enter now, I enter later and above where people put the stop loss entry point, and from here, and in the same way we were looking for these types of shorts in Ethereum, we were also looking for them in Cardano. Look how we were monitoring this bullish wedge in which, seeing that this bullish trap was occurring, and considering what we were seeing at the same time in Ethereum, at this point it seemed like a very good idea to start looking for a short in Cardano. That's the hypothesis. That's the idea that Cardano offers us. It offers us a market limit. Let's not be working on the classic trap, right? That's why, Bloss. Adjusted, we want to conquer the world. See the types of operations we are looking for in Crypto Insight in the live sessions we do daily tend to be intraday tasks, even on much lower time frames. Now, I don't have it drawn on my chart, but on this 5-minute time frame of Cardano, we had a level drawn more or less in this area, and the operational idea of looking for that short while working on this bullish wedge, which recalls the entry point, was up here. The goal was always to come and pierce the bullish wedge to go after, at least this guideline. What is anticipation? Trying to identify the extreme of extremes. That's anticipation. Why? Because tomorrow, if the price already does this to us, okay, we can re-enter this Cardano revisit to look for a short. Of course we can, but we'll be in a more advanced later stage. The best operation, the best trade location always depends on how much you anticipate. There were really very good operations that came out, and perhaps some people may be surprised how it's possible to look for some kind of short operation and come out profitable if the overall view of the price is that it keeps rising. Well, I'll tell you that this is by no means an easy task, but with time and experience, we can catch these types of movements, even if they are part of a small correction. Hence, in Crypto Report, we have no ego whatsoever in wanting to predict the future of the market. We simply look for operational setups with a clear head that offer us trades with very limited risk, and if the position goes in our favor, it can then offer us an interesting move. Sometimes it will be short but expected, and other times it will go very much in our favor. That's what trading is about. Now I've shown you Ethereum and Cardano, but those short opportunities weren't yet ripe for Polkadot, since any attempt to short Polkadot probably wouldn't have gone well at first. Just like it wouldn't have gone well in Solana either. That's why it's crucial to search for the most interesting operational setups, aiming for a risk-to-reward ratio heavily in our favor. And now, I'm going to tell you what we think will happen in the immediate term for the crypto ecosystem. But first, welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity. Let's go back to the concept from before. Now you're looking at the Ethereum chart. Remember that here we have all these agents who are selling Ethereum heavily and the entire crypto ecosystem, and they're holding their position on that structure, as long as this level is not breached. The message being sent to the world is that sellers want to protect their position. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Frankly, the price is being compressed here. If you notice, we've pinpointed a click at the price level of $24.77. And remembering that we're dealing with short-term analysis on a 1-hour time frame, we'll give great importance and value to that price, with a lot of momentum has come to impact against this level, and they're now compressing. Now, if you look at the altcoins, you'll notice that Cardano is working on this downtrend channel, a downtrend channel that is supporting this whole institutional selling distribution process that they intend to continue protecting their position. Here I'm going to give you a spoiler, or some extremely valuable information. If you see tomorrow that these structural breaks happen both in Ethereum and here in Cardano, these structural breaks that undermine the sellers, any bearish idea would be suicide if we saw this happening. In a clear and evident manner, it's highly likely that you see us talking from a crypto report about strong rises in the crypto ecosystem and that we forget about macro corrections. But if this event doesn't occur, we won't be able to discuss it today. Understanding this, and also considering that we have a truly relevant structural level here, which the price has come to confirm, it has generated a trap scenario that has occurred for no other reason than to confirm the alpha angle of a downtrend channel that justifies the distributive defense of all these institutions. And all this from a complete perspective. Prudence doesn't invite us to think in the short-term analysis on an hourly time frame to be overly positive. Well, here too, the price is being compressed, and now we'll have to see if they generate a defensive zone to protect that bearish idea for the immediate term. And crossing the analysis with other altcoins, you're now seeing the Polkadot chart on its hourly time frame. Well, this staggered behavior draws a lot of attention, or at least it should also make you think, because in the end, they are drawing a structure that in the very recent future, which is already the past for us, they have come to validate. In other words, we are also finding ourselves at a structural extreme, and that may be the main reason why we've seen Ethereum and Cardano falling from a boundary level, and yet Polkadot needed to rise a bit further. That need came to cover the search for this structure, hence the unexpected extension of Polkadot. And now where we should focus is on this compression that has already broken. It's a micro compression, as now we would be talking about the macro compression, because in the end, the entire crypto ecosystem is in that they come from a great momentum where they have impacted against a relevant structure, and are now right in the zone. In the hypothetical breaking point to offer us some kind of bearish movement, if you look at the Solana chart on its hourly time frame, we're seeing something very similar. A downtrend channel that offers us a clear working angle that has now come to validate. And if we zoom in now and approach the relevant area, we'll also see a distribution that recently broke with strong aggressiveness, although, as it couldn't be otherwise, it's also currently in a crick. And if you look at the BNB chart on its hourly time frame, we also identify a very representative defense zone here that, after a great momentum, they have decided to stop. Here we zoom in, take a closer look, and we'll realize they've worked the same. Crick, a compression, and just recently they have broken down. So, what do we think will happen with Bitcoin? Well, I'll tell you now. It's what we're going to evaluate in Ethereum. Some kind of reaction, some corrective pattern, seeing if we are unable to surpass approximately $25-13 and assessing a break of the crick that pushes us, for the short term, downwards. Mind you, not infinitely. We're talking about short-term analysis. But of course, if it takes you, it takes you. In the Cardano chart, what we can expect is something similar, to await some sort of correction, provided it doesn't exceed approximately $0.5498, and then to break through the crick and make a downward move. As mentioned, it won't necessarily be infernal all the way down to hell, because remember, we're talking about short-term analysis, at least in this video, in Polkadot. An interesting level to respect would be $7.17. But really, could it extend? Would we assess this guideline? Maybe a trap? Maybe not, but we'll finally evaluate the break of this structure and its downward movement. That's the idea. As mentioned, with Polkadot, we'll need to monitor around $7.15, $7.25, and $7.38. And this mixed with a cross-analysis we do within Crypto Insight. We'll know how to assess which of these will be the optimal point. With Solana, we're going to wait for some kind of correction. The ideal scenario would be for them to come to visit the origin of the breakout, but not to exceed around $108. Then come and attempt to break the crick, or engage in short-term trading. And with BNB, here we would regain the crick and wouldn't expect BNB to surpass $320. It could seek a breakthrough, no doubt, up to $321, but we shouldn't give it much more room. The idea will be to come and break the structure and offer us a downward move for the short term. Here I'm giving you a big spoiler. I hope you're realizing that for now, we're looking upwards. Just take note. However, then we'll look for bearish confirmation, and that's not just in Binance, but in all the cryptocurrencies we've been analyzing. Sometimes it's good to speak this clearly so that some don't get completely lost. And now to the queen, the one everyone's watching. And indeed, some with indiscreet glances. But let's realize one thing about Bitcoin. In the daily, we're in a critical situation. Let's switch to the hourly chart. We've been pierced in a critical and vital zone where institutional investors would have wanted protection. And instead, everything has blown up. Frankly, in these ideas we're considering of seeking bearish trading operations in the crypto ecosystem, I would prioritize working it in any crypto, be it Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana, BNB. But I wouldn't do it in Bitcoin, because what Bitcoin is telling us is that it exists. There's a small possibility that the entire crypto ecosystem is moving along with it. Pause, because Bitcoin has already hypothetically taken the lead. Honestly, we won't be able to say this until we convincingly surpass the current levels, the $48,270 mark. But hey, I've already hinted at this before on another chart, that if we surpass a certain level, I think I mentioned it with Cardano. Now I don't remember, but if we surpass a certain level convincingly, any bearish medium-term correction would be discarded. What Bitcoin tells us is that level is where I am now. It's as simple as that. So let's use the Bitcoin chart as a great proxy, because honestly, Bitcoin has a very aggressive momentum, and searching for shorts here seems a bit kamikaze. Therefore, we're going to leave it under investigation, and we'll update the Bitcoin analysis in the upcoming videos. And now, tell me what you think about Bitcoin. Do you think it's more likely to go up from here, or do you expect a bearish correction in Bitcoin first? Leave me your opinion in the comments. Also, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell to get notified of future posts. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and other trading and cryptocurrency communities. Good luck with your trades, and until next time.